All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into a really powerful lesson from A Course in Miracles. It's all about this one single force that, believe it or not, keeps the entire world locked in suffering. And, more importantly, the one choice we can make that sets us all free. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you truly free? It seems like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer can be way more complex than you'd think. Because sure, we might be physically free, but this teaching suggests there's a whole other kind of prison at play, one that operates on a much, much deeper level.
And here it is. According to this lesson, fear isn't just, a personal feeling like anxiety or worry. It's presented as this huge universal force. Think of it like a kind of spiritual gravity that's constantly creating separation, conflict, and pain. It's the invisible chain that binds not just you and me, but the entire world.
Okay, so if fear is one side of the coin, you gotta wonder, what's on the other side? Well, the lesson lays out this really clear-cut choice, these two opposing forces that are always, and I mean always, shaping our experience of reality.
And this really spells it out, doesn't it? This is the fundamental choice we face every single day. On one side, you've got fear, the thing that ties us up, messes with our perception, and tricks us into believing we're all separate and alone. But on the other side, you have forgiveness. And in this teaching, forgiveness isn't some kind of weakness, it is the ultimate liberating power. It's what heals, brings peace, and reminds us that we're all connected.
But what do we really mean by forgiveness here? Because the Course has a perspective that might be pretty different from what you're used to. It's actually less about the other person and a whole lot more about you.
And this is absolutely crucial. This kind of forgiveness isn't about condoning what someone else did or saying it was okay. Not at all. It's about recognizing that holding on to grievances is literally like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. It just doesn't work, right? Forgiveness, then, is the act of releasing yourself from that poison, from that burden, for your own peace.
So, this completely reframes forgiveness into an act of profound self-care. It becomes the essential tool we can use to take apart the prison of the past, brick by painful brick. It's what allows us to find genuine inner peace and actually move on with our lives.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it, in the real world? Let's break down how this lesson can become a practical, daily thing we can actually use.
This simple phrase right here is such a great place to start. It's an affirmation, yeah, but it's also a declaration. It's you making a conscious choice to shift your own internal state. It's about deciding in any given moment to let go of the chain and reach for the key. The source material offers a really clear exercise for this. So, step 1, you reflect on a specific past hurt. Then, step 2, instead of pushing the feelings away, you actually acknowledge them. You let them be there for a moment. The huge shift happens in step 3, when you have that aha moment and recognize that your own grip on this pain is what's keeping the suffering alive. And that brings you to the final, most liberating step. You consciously choose to release it all and replace it with compassion, for yourself as much as for anyone else.
And to really make this a habit, the lesson suggests a couple of daily practices. You could try a forgiveness meditation, where you just spend a few minutes actively visualizing sending love and understanding. It really helps dissolve that resentment. Another great one is creating your own affirmations to help reprogram your mind to default to peace instead of conflict.
I mean, look at this one. An affirmation like this is so effective because it directly connects the action, forgiveness, with the ultimate goal you're aiming for, freedom. Repeating this reminds you why you're choosing this path, especially on those days when it feels really, really hard.
So when you put all these pieces together, a pretty clear picture starts to form, right? The power to shift your reality from one of fear and being trapped to one of peace and freedom, it's not somewhere out there. It's a choice that is always, always available to you.
And that's really the bottom line of this whole lesson. Fear is going to show up. That's just a part of life. But it only has power over you if you give it power. The second you understand that forgiveness is the tool for your own liberation, you realize you've been holding the key to your own chains this whole time.
So, let's end with the lesson's own reflection question, because it's a powerful one. It's a direct prompt to take all this information and actually apply it to your life. So ask yourself, in what ways have I allowed fear to call the shots? And in those very same moments, how could choosing forgiveness, choosing to release myself, change absolutely everything? That's definitely something we're thinking about.